She was helping people glamour themselves as other fables. We couldn't let that continue.
Stop the charade. We know you're involved.
I know you're responsible. You've been behind all of this from the beginning. So cut the shit. The rest of the charges are more than enough to deserve execution. You wanted a chance to talk? Well, go ahead.
But we promised you a chance to defend yourself.
He was a total scoundrel, lacking in any sort of moral fibre. I hired him as a favour to his family, you see. A promise kept to a dying mother. It was his business. And for whatever reason, I'm sure only he could understand, he murdered 2 of his most faithful employees.
This is such bullshit!
What choice did I have?
Greenleaf was using her magic to help Crane and the Crooked Man. There's more to this than they're saying, okay? It was necessary to keep this town safe.
You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me.
Snow wanted the tree destroyed, so I did it, all right? We were wrong. We shouldn't have done that to you.
I stand by our reasons. She was helping Crane and the Crooked Man.
But I thought it would be unwise to proceed with such faulty information. Georgie was working for me, yes, but he was not acting on my behalf when he killed those women. Maybe I should have kept an eye on him. But can you really blame me for what happened?
Oh, you're sorry.
I know. Snow made a mistake.
I had very good reasons for asking you to do that. She was working with Crane and the Crooked Man.
She wanted my tree destroyed. If she had her way, I'd be hung out to dry on a clothesline by now.
Snow?
Who will pay your rent when you're on the verge of eviction? Who will dare challenge their brutality when it leaks to our dear citizens? How about the way he treated poor Tweedledee when he was in your custody? He was beaten to mashed apples while under your watch. How about the way he treated the poor woodsman when he was in your custody?
Asshole.
Yeah, you're gonna bring that shithead in too, aren't you?
This is ridiculous. Are you gonna get to your point or what?
Well, by that logic, Miss White should be on trial for Tweedledum's murder.
For fuck's sake, killing someone who's trying to kill you is hardly...
Of course we can. Any of you actually believe this bullshit?
Me. It was them. And who sent those 2 freaks anyway? What happened with Tweedledum wasn't Snow's fault. If you all want to blame someone, blame me. She had nothing to do with it. What happened with Tweedledum, I made a mistake. He was attacking me, and I just acted. I didn't think.
Now, where have I heard that before?
Bigby and I have already discussed his behavior that night. We're handling it internally. Crane was still deputy mayor when that happened.
Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. Oh, you're right, dear. Crane was in charge.
He was a suspect, and I needed answers. Snow had nothing to do with it. We all thought she was dead. You're the one on trial here. Don't try to turn this around on us.
Did you think we'd all just let that go? You think you shouldn't be held accountable?
Besides,
If I'm to blame for Georgie's mistakes, shouldn't Miss White be held accountable for Bigby's actions as well?
He was a murder suspect.
You're not serious!
Why would you do that?
Really? The new deputy mayor wants you on the 13th floor.
No. Well, I think it's too late for that.
I've made some mistakes, and that may not always be clear right away. But I want you all to know that I care deeply about all of you. But believe me, I truly want what's best for this town. I can't promise you perfection, which is why the Crooked Man must be punished for his crimes.
The sheriff simply doesn't have a particle of evidence linking me to the murders. You see? Now, I'm no barrister, but I think such a statement would carry more weight if Bigby weren't the only one to whom Georgie spoke. Since you know Bigby works for her.
Bigby? Miss White! You enslaved us for years. Let us hear stories about what you do. Told us we would lose everything if we stepped just one toe out of line. He ordered them dead. This fucker. Faith and Lily. I wanted to make sure I had the chance to say something.
Are you okay?
We all know who you are. We know what you've done.
We all know he's guilty. What the fuck does he need to speak for?
What?
Just give it up already. Yeah, and your goons attacked me. Did you forget that part?
They get a bit carried away sometimes, it's true. Loyal to the end. Tell them, Bigby, when you finally showed up at my door last night, wasn't I more than helpful? What cover-up? I never made any attempt to hide Georgie's criminal activity from you.
If it had nothing to do with you and your shit, then why'd you try to protect him for so long?
They are not my slaves. They are all free to make their own decisions, as Georgie was. I got her tree back, and in turn we used her magic to help poor Fables get glamours.
You're all still afraid of him, even now. But you needn't be. His contamination of this town is over, and those girls will have their justice.
Why don't you take a moment to catch your breath, little one?
He made Georgie do it. It was always him. Georgie would have never done anything without his say-so. Ever. At least 5 other girls will back me up on this. We all heard you say it.
And this just confirms it.
You're going to take the word of a stupid... I'm sorry,
Nerissa. My name is Nerissa.
I don't think I know your...
Nerissa, you heard him. You witnessed this? Bigby.
You're going to miss me.
You said you had a way to keep him from hurting people. All right. Do it.
She saw it firsthand.
He's right. The well is too quick for him.
Me too.
Listen to yourselves!
No, that's too fucking easy for a crook like that.
You're all rats, fleeing from one sinking ship to the next.
We don't have to become murderers.
What, you take 2 people's lives away and now you want mercy?
You know we can't let you go free after this.
We can imprison him. Lock him up forever, somewhere he can never hurt anyone again. He's guilty. I know that, but we don't have to kill anybody.
We can't let him live. It's too dangerous.
Maybe she has a point. Hasn't there been enough bloodshed already?
That makes sense to me.
I don't know.
I don't give a shit what you do with him as long as you get him out of here.
So I think we
can send him away.
Everyone, listen up!
That's not good enough.
Clearly, we're having trouble agreeing on a suitable punishment.
Just throw him down the well.
How can we be sure he won't escape?
Do I have to explain the situation to you again?
Wait a minute. So you're saying Georgie's the motherfucker who killed my sister?
Justice has already been dispatched. Bigby executed him.
That doesn't change anything.
So you see, the culprit has been punished. There's no need for this.
Georgie was a victim of this psycho, too. Don't worry about it. It's done. He's dead.
The Crooked Man has committed crimes against this government and, most importantly, its citizens. These charges, if proven, are enough to justify death, upon which your body will be committed to the witching well. And I won't rob you of that right.
Where it fucking belongs.
So let's get on with it then.
No more snap judgments, no more secrets. We're going to treat everyone fairly, even when they don't deserve it. This is about justice. If we're ever going to pull ourselves together and make something of this town, we have to start doing things correctly.
What? You're really going to let him talk?
The wolf offered me the job.
They were there to retrieve Crane. You didn't need to escalate things.
How could you?
She was my sister.
What do you have to say for yourself? Those poor girls.
Give me a break. You're so full of shit.
Yes, because she was helping Crane and the Crooked Man. Would you rather have that continue?
This is important, and I'm glad it's being talked about.
You know why I asked him to destroy your tree. You were working with Crane and the Crooked Man. Bigby just means that...
That was Bluebeard, not me.
Yes, Sheriff. Where is that rotten scoundrel now?
I sincerely hope not.
Is he still out there?
If you'd wait a moment, we have to read the rest of the charges.
What other charges? I'm well aware of my rights, Miss White. Unless you plan to abandon the charter entirely.
Let her finish. Then you can have your say. Fine. Go right ahead. How about I go ahead and kill you right now? Do I look like I give a shit?
In front of all these people.
Wait, that's not how this works. Inciting violence against various members of the Fabletown community, including the attempted murder of Sheriff Bigby Wolf. Now, is there anything you would like to say?
Bullshit! Everyone just shut up for a minute.
Thank you, Miss White. I had nothing to do with it.
You expect us to believe you?
Tell the fucking truth for once.
Well, I thought we could discuss this like civilized people, but apparently that isn't going to happen. He clearly misunderstood my intention. I would never authorize such an act. I answered your questions. I was willing to cooperate. You'd do anything. You understand wanting to protect what you care about, don't you? I learned of it myself only recently.
I really hope you're going somewhere with this. I think you're done talking. Yeah, right. They don't do it because they want to protect you. You intimidate people. Use scare tactics. They're afraid if they don't follow orders, they'll end up dead.
What are you afraid of? I see you want to cut right to the point. I can appreciate that. Why not let an old man say his piece? Straight to the point, I see. You'll make a fine deputy mayor.
Is this going somewhere?
Let me explain this to you. My employees are just that. Hired help. I see some of them are here among you, wasn't I?
We didn't abandon anyone. We've been trying to help them. Crane was the one who let this town go to the fucking dogs. The guy who was in your pocket, remember? You're the fucking problem here, not us.
We've made some mistakes.
We're trying to stop people like him. Do you really think the Crooked Man cared about you? He just cared about your money. He cares about your obedience. We didn't get you into this situation. He did.
A confession that nobody heard.
Georgie was working for you. Bigby got a confession that...
So, are we done?
You won't be able to talk your way out of this, Crooked Man. And what about your history? All you've done to this fucking town.
No, we are not done.
Of course it's right. This man tormented all of you for profit. Georgie killed them. Yes.
You're trying to say that I'm responsible for what Georgie did, because he was working for me at the time, yes? Let me just make sure I understand you. He killed a man.
Yes, you'll have an opportunity to... He's back. You look... I guess you've been worse. It's been hours.
It's nothing. I'm fine.
You did well, Sheriff. I'm surprised. Not that you did well, but that, you know...
Well, he didn't make it easy.
It's about time you showed up. Now throw this asshole down the fucking well. You're a fucking murderer!
Yes, what are you waiting for?
Twice.
A misunderstanding. Just to save someone.
Maybe you haven't noticed, but we've been doing all this to protect you.
Snow?
What are you talking about?
Fuck you, okay? I'm sick of your shit.
That don't make him a murderer.
Doesn't it?
This is completely different. We all...
They want to scapegoat me for their own tangled ends, but they refuse to answer for their own crimes.
That's not true. Everyone just shut the fuck up.
We'll deal with them after we deal with you.
This isn't the point.
Listen, I know...
The laws apply when we need them to. I mean, a certain level of privilege should be afforded to...
To who?
This is what I'm talking about.
This is how it's always been.
I found Vivian's body.
Vivian killed herself back at the Pudding and Pie. He might as well have. Vivian wanted you freed from the ribbons. She took her own life.
The only two people who ever gave a damn about me.
It's okay, my dear. It's going to be just...
Don't worry. He's gonna pay for it.
Throw him down the witching well.
He's gotta pay for what he did.
So quick to latch onto whatever will keep your miserable lives afloat.
What did you expect to happen here? You're getting what you deserve. I could always rip your arms off first. Would you enjoy that? You're done talking, Crooked Man. You had your chance.
There will be more if he isn't stopped.
But she's not the deputy mayor yet.
Look, Snow should decide what we do with him. She's gonna be the deputy mayor, so